Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
And I'm like commenting it.
I got some bars to these.
Run Ryan.
Ryan.
And here's the thing, you have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
What grade?
That one had to go.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are
Welcome, fellas. Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. What are we saying, fellas? Hey, you all going on? Don't let Man United get all in. Shit. Shit, man.
God. I feel we getting so accustomed to this now, that
Yeah.
it really affecting you as it used to now.
No, I tell you, the more I watch Manchester United play, right, is the more confident I am that, Amorim, I'm confident in Amorim now, and the game model that he's trying to implement, and I'm becoming, less confident in the players' ability to execute it. Probably about 3 or 4 for the most, could survive, right? But Manchester United have a group of players right now who not as good as they think they are. That's as far as I'm concerned, right? Almost all of them, them getting caught up in the hype of being a Manchester United player. They're more interested and concerned about, what the club could do for them, popularity and financially than what them could give to the club. That's how it's looking to me. You understand? Them fellas not concerned because, you can see the little disappointment, but after that, them fellas and them liking each other on social media and the normal. And we frustrated because we here. You understand? So, Dread, you're telling me, let Amorim continue to do what he's doing so that, as Phil has always said, these buggers can get exposed so that we can get rid of them fellas and them. Because you see this level of inconsistency, it's unacceptable. So much to the point where I feel it had to be studied. Them fellas and them are going some university and they had to cut them fellas brain open and study them men and them. There's no this right boy.
Oh God. Yeah.
Anyway, what we saying, fellas? This is our last pod before Christmas, so I try to be as festive as possible. What we say? Go through.
It look like you're having a Grinchmas more than a Christmas. Yeah. But based on, I don't know, you're getting so immune and so numb to this, and then you go back to the City win, and then you think about we City real in a real hole, boy, because we to beat City earlier. City in a real hole, yeah. I know I'm trying to. I guess you're against it, but I guess that's not good enough. I think Bournemouth is a well better, a well drilled team, and we saw that today. As much as we would have had chances, and we missed them all. I think Bournemouth is a better team, and we move on. We move on to the next one, and you're still sure where the points coming from. And as Chef say, I kind of fighting with Chef now. Like that's now we had to start a fight to survive in the league, right? So yeah.
Next thing you hear, all we had to be apologizing to Chef boy.
No, we looking like a full mid-table team at best.
Yeah, go through what you saying, Phil.
Oh, yeah. Good night. Season's greetings. Boy, I think by now we all know the individuals that play on our team. If you go back 2-3 seasons ago, we would say that some of these players are either Ole players, and some of these players are either Ten Hag players. Fast forward now, you got to say some of these players are Amorim players, and some of these players are Ten Hag players. Robin Hood. steal from the rich and give to the poor. Nottingham Forest, we got dismantled at home by them. Lo and behold, we go to City, we play them off the park. Manchester's red, yay. No, Spurs, 4 goals past us. Bournemouth, 3 goals past us. Today we got shown up today by Jason Bournemouth, put it that way. 3 goals. The identity, supremacy, and ultimatum. Like you would know, but tell me. I'm not drinking from the juice yet. I still believe Amrim can turn this around. By the end of the day, only 4 players, 4, maybe 5 players that consider Amrim players. All the other jokers, all the other criminals, send them to Guantanamo Bay or Alcatraz or something like that. Because these guys are a bunch of criminals. They're going to get the fans hyped after a Manchester derby, and all of a sudden, boom, back to life, back to reality. I don't care what nobody tells me. 2 things that you must realize football is about: decision making and consistency. And that is the 2 things that this team, Manchester United Football Club, lacks right now. So
Yeah, big time. JP, what you saying?
Yeah, good night. You know when things bad when your partners who support other teams not even laughing at you. Like my partner's telling me that nah, I gotta give Amarim time. Them players not good enough. Them players need a new challenge. Right? These were my partners who is Chelsea and Arsenal fans and things telling me,
Petunia.
right? That's how bad it is. Yeah, right? It bad, and let me tell you, I was upset today. I was really trying not to these games, but I mean, more because I say, these millionaires, I can't let these millionaires have me upset. But today I was upset because you gas me up with these City results. You show a little fight against Tottenham, and then today, man, just like they didn't want to play. It's just common sense out the window. Men don't know how to shoot. Men don't know how to defend. It's like, what is this I watching? I was confused after the game finished. I saw and I thinking, why really watch today? Why watch today? This Manchester United with the team that beat City last weekend. Man was over the moon. I can't even laugh at City properly for the rest of the weekend, boy. Like, oh gosh, Manchester United.
Yeah, nah.
It's once
I jump
once
out
that
myself.
makes it better.
Yeah, I jump out myself yesterday, post and kind of thing about City for my team to come and embarrass me so by.
Yeah, boy.
You should know
But
better,
not
Karim.
even
You should know
that
better.
close. Not even our close licks in it, like proper chrome in it, pass the
Chrome.
control in it.
Yeah. Perfect. Fatality.
Yeah.
Flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
Simeon,
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, I'm at the point, I'm not surprised by this result. I mean, we've been here before. It's not like we see it and say, oh, gosh, but it's a different manager, but it's the same players. I think with this team, you know, we saw, I was listening to Amarim after the game, and the things he said remind me of Ten Hag. Now you laugh. I feel like Amarim experienced everything Ten Hag experienced in like 3 weeks
Hey.
or or 4 weeks. Like every stage Ken went through. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. But you get to a point where we're making dumb mistakes and we can't finish. And that's exactly how Ten Hag, era ended. We played decent enough football, high enough chances, and then man couldn't finish. And when we make dumb mistakes, and we get beat. So part of me is kind of like, well, we know this about this team, you know, but luckily, I think we kind of get through all that nonsense. The players not, playing hard, so it's kind of like we back to where we were, except with a manager who kind of get the whole picture faster. So but it's still infuriate. It's still infuriates you that these men wearing that badge can shoot the ball. Like you have I won't single out Bruno, but I will. Use the captain. How come you can't finish these chances? How every ball you hit, you know, you again say, not in the corner or it not hit the target. And you have all these. I mean, how much money we spend on forwards and strikers? All like half the money spent on these fellas. And then I mean, either they ain't there, they ain't playing, or so the issue is with this team is players. I keep going back to it, players. And the bad thing is money you already spent. It's kind of like Christmas morning. You wake up on Christmas morning, and you get toys for Christmas, and you open it up and you try to play with it. It's not working. But what's wrong with these things? Try to fix the battery, try kind of thing, but it toys work. It's Christmas morning. You ready? You spend all kind of money on these things and it ain't working. I feel like
Simeon, that the toy you buy on the side of the road and not no store, so you can't carry that back. That gone.
yeah, a smart man from Chelsea, from Chelsea telling that, So it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Hey, here that. If you don't laugh, you will cry. We'll just get some comments real quick. So Mickey on the inside, Mickey, blessed night, man. Thanks for
Good
joining.
night, man.
All right, happy holidays to you. He's saying, so who's to blame now after a game like that? And I'm glad he asked because I want to pose that question to you. Right? Mickey's saying here, Martinez need a big bench in my opinion. Right? Single him out Simeon, talking about Bruno, right? Yeah, fellas, I want to know because we've been talking about the rotation and the importance for the rotations and stuff like that. And rotating considering what your ambitions are for the season and what your targets are for the season. So just looking at this game, how much blame or you think Amorim had to take for this result today? How much blame we giving Amorim? Right? And if you want, you could get into why you're blaming him for.
You're subbing.
Okay.
You're subbing Ugarte, our only defensive midfielder. I didn't understand that sub. I did mention when Ruben Amorim was hired, if he will show bias towards his countrymen, his compatriots. I did mention that. And so far, Bruno and Dawo have started every single game for Manchester United when they have been inconsistent. Let's put it that way. A lot of pundits will probably talk about the 3-4-3 formation is not suited for Manchester United, right? But it takes a player of a high IQ to adapt to a specific system of play, right? Doesn't matter the system of play. It could be a 3-4-3, could be a 4-4-2, could be a 4-2-3-1. Doesn't matter, right? No one can say nobody can say revert to the 4-2-3-1 because that didn't even work for Ten Hag. What makes you think going to work under Ruben Amorim, right? I think is a bit of both Amorim and the players, right? I got lean more towards the players because we've all said, and we'll probably say on every single podcast from now until probably next year Christmas. Ruben Amorim has his work cut out for him, right? I don't know if a lot of you and most people realize that, right? I remember, and I'll give off to you guys, but I remember I was at work, and a lot of the United fans at work approached me talking about, well, Ruben Amorim, he was supposed to go to City. He was linked with all these 6 other clubs. I said, yeah, that's true. So you should be excited that we got him. I said, nope. He said, oh, so Phil, are you Ruben Amorim now? I was like, nope. I know my players. I know the players that play for Manchester United. They threw a bunch of managers under the bus. Ruben Amorim, I am not going to be surprised if it's any different, right? But yeah, that's how you're gonna say it. And look, there's some players that are suited for this 3-4-3 formation. There's some players that are suited to play under Ruben Amorim, and some players you gotta say goodbye. You have to.
Yeah. I both with Phil. I both with Phil. I think taking off Ugarte wasn't the best decision. I know he was on a yellow card. I know maybe he wanted to bring on more attacking players, but I think it had other players we could have sacrificed other than Ugarte. I think we are talking Raymond. I think Ugarte was the catalyst that had us pressing Bournemouth when we did. And I guess taking him out, you saw where the holes came back into the team immediately. Like immediately, as Ugarte came off the field, all the holes came back like like Houdini. Right? And then we would have scored Bournemouth would have scored the 2 goals, more or less right after. That is one. Bruno and as much as I could understand Bruno still on the field, but if Bruno could stay on the field, then Ugarte should stay on the field as well. Because I think Ugarte is as important on the field as Bruno is. Because we only have 2 players on our team who there's a high potential to score, and it's Bruno and Ahmad. There is no other player on this team that you could look at and say, you know what, maybe this player could score for us today. Hoyland, yes, you're never sure about because you see how poor he is in front. Zertsky, you don't know what you're going to get, and that is about it. Out of that, Ahmad and Bruno, you don't know where the goal is coming from. So I can understand you're leaving Bruno on the pitch. But if you're leaving Bruno on the pitch, you had to be leaving Ugarte on the pitch. I know he had a yellow card, yes, but he was our catalyst in winning back that ball and applying pressure on Bournemouth when we did. When Bruno had all those chances in about 5 minutes, Ugarte was one of the main players who were instigating, winning back the ball, playing the ball forward to have those chances. So for me, Amorim had to take a bit of blame for that, right? Because Bruno playing every single game, Dallo playing every single game, right? And getting cards as well and staying on the field. And I think the decision should have been to leave Ugarte on. And if it is all right, you want to bring on Garnacho, take off Mino. You want to bring on Garnacho, no problem. You want to bring on Zertsky for Zertsky, no problem. That's straight swap. But not taking off Ugarte, I think Amorim had to take some blame for that. As much as he would know, and I was also talk about the science and the tracking fitness and all that. But if you could do it for Bruno, I think you could do it for Ugarte.
Yeah. JP?
Yeah, I agree with them with that because I was confused as well when Ugarte coming up. And I think more than anything, if there's one player who properly understands the system is Ugarte from actually playing under Amorim, like 2 seasons ago. So he is one person who, and I said it before, you could see when he instructing others on the field as to what to do and how he's instigate the press, how he's clean up and just winning everything and he start the play, he start the attacks as well. Right? So I think that was a big mistake on Amorim part. But more than anything, the players not good enough. So Amorim have to take some blame. And if I have to apportion it, I would say I will give him 10% and the players taking 90% of the blame. Because when you look at the goals that we concede, Xerxes weak in his defense. We have two strikers with size, with height, who have strength they look like they have strength. And in either box, they are not a threat. In either box, they don't impose themselves physically. Xerxes was I don't know if Casper had put next ball in the box and he was in the next ball. I don't know where he was headed. I don't know what he was going for because he was a good way away from properly head the ball away. He was a good way away from the player who scored.
Yeah.
So as a big striker in a team, is expected a part of your role is to do a job defensively as well. Look, when you think about any tall striker in the league, look, Dominic Calvert doing, he might be scoring goals up the road, you know. But when he in the box defensively, he clearing out balls because his height
Yeah.
and he using his
Yeah.
strength as an imposing figure in the back there.
When we had our
Martinez,
when we had our top Dutch striker, you understand? Nothing in passing. He cleared out all
yeah,
them balls.
yeah, yeah,
There you go.
it's true. That's what I'm saying, you know, that one say you can't blame Amram for that. The decision from Masvari, who has been one of our best players this season, his decision, and I seen people want to waste on Kobe for losing the ball. That's not fair to Kobe because Masvari just had to shepherd that man
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
keep him on going out. He didn't have to make that shepherd tackle. So that's another shepherd decision. Another cutback. How much cutback we suffer in the last 3 seasons and concede from. And then Martinez was very apprehensive in even applying pressure to Semenyo. So I think we having issues with players not making smart decisions, players not being aggressive and wanting to win the ball and not and aggressive in the tackling and I'm not saying aggressive tackling as in fouling men, but attacking to try and win the ball. You're not seeing that from the players. They don't have a hunger to win the ball from the opposition. And not just in the box, but anywhere on the field. It's like they're just lacking something just lacking from the team. And they only have it from a few players. And if you look at what they do to Ahmad today, anytime Ahmad get the ball, it's all about 3 men around
Three.
him.
Three.
And last part, I say that. I say I don't want us to become a team that dependent on Ahmad. And that team starting to realize that now, well, okay, this man is the man doing everything, you know?
Yeah.
He doing everything that depend on him now. Put 3 men on him. Because nobody else is doing nothing in the team. Nobody else, as you say, Nico, if Bruno is scoring and if Ahmad is scoring, then who else it have? It have nobody else. So I think yes, Amorim make a mistake with Ugarte today, but when you look at all wrong what going on with this team with the players, you see that left side especially with the left wing back and the left centre back, because we don't have anybody who could fill in for Martinez. We don't have Malacia form is trash, so we don't have anybody on that left side either. What that caused into is disruption in the back line. Because Martinez like he can't get a rest now. And Malacia when he started not good enough. So you had to take him off and then disrupt the back line by moving Masvari to play right wing back and putting Dalo on the left wing back position. So all that is things that causing disruption in the
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
And I really feel like it's time to you see when how Phil say by April he want him certain players who he don't want in the team. It's time to do that now. Time to do that now and go in the academy. Go in the academy and promote it, man. Just promote who looking good enough, who you feel like you could work with. Just promote them, bring them in the team, put them on the bench, bring them on for a few minutes, and let them run. Because we have too much passengers in this team. Too
But
much.
JP, the issue is the man went to the academy game. The man sit down and watch and say, you know what, we didn't have enough depth at
Yeah.
this, I mean, I was there. I was watching when he went to this thing, and I say, oh gosh, you go. bring some youth up, But the next statement I hear is he ain't see enough from the fellas. So I was expecting to see what's the young striker name again?
Whitley.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting to see Whitley make a bench somewhere.
Yeah,
we have
a good show.
We have
he ain't good enough, but I think he's better than some of what we, or at least on par with what we have.
Yeah, it's worth a try. Like, and that's my issue. Like, the man looking at the bench, the man looking at the whole team, the man looking at the leak falling from the conference room where it leaking. The man looking around this team like, hey, what going on here? You're Manchester United. You don't have a good. I mean, the stadium is falling apart. The press conference room falling apart. You have no real good players. Back in the day, with Ali, I think it's a erosion. Erosion of culture, championship culture. It's a mentality erosion. And also just quality, because we used to get good players in here. We used to spend money, bring the players in here, and they'll give they might win a game here. They'll win. There'll be them players that will win your game. We don't have that anymore. We really don't have. We buy players for more money because some of the other players they won't come, and we hype them up. We spend money on players that really ain't good enough, and we've seen it now. Amaranth, can't wait for, that can't hope that one player do something special, because we ain't seen nothing special. And I keep saying, I tell Kareem the other day, I'm like, I have a love-hate, with Bruno. When he came in, I was like, man, he been making things happen. And now, he playing like trash, so he never really leading. And it's like, the quality he had, I'm like, where that went? But when you're on a team, I mean, it's anything. If you have a job, you go in, you good. And men around you just playing around, ain't doing what they're supposed to do. And the boss ain't really checking on them. And they how can I say, playing the ass all the time. Like, after a while, that seeps into your game. You need people around. You need a culture of performance on this team. And between that not being there, and you have people like Majwari that play they can't rest because ain't nobody really stepping up. I mean, pardon me, like, what do you expect? Amarim now have to somehow change it. And I think anyone who has worked in a place where, the standards aren't there, how it is for that to change.
Yeah. Let me just get some comments, right? Because Lugi or Luigi Bertrand on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying, I don't know what the hell going on with Manchester. Yeah, the blue side and the red side. Yeah, both sides in a mess.
Manchester.
Yeah. Chef on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying, buy shit snakes. Right. Cohen, as someone on the inside, good night, man. Thanks for joining me. So, in my opinion, I think he's still trying to figure out his best 11. I think he knows that already. Yeah. I think he probably knows his best 5.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. Next season for us, we need to go on a serious recruitment drive and find players who can fit into the system. That's correct. All right. Chef saying here, it's time to send Xerxes back to Italy. And while we at it, send Hoyland back to Denmark. And then while we at it, send Bruno back to Portugal. And who again? Everybody.
But I think Bruno in a better team would be better. You see, what I say is the responsibility of the entire team to score goals is Bruno Fernandes. I have to score assists. Yeah. Oh God, at least share the load across the team now. That ain't happening. If Bruno score, and you know what I just say, how much weight and how pressure is that? Your team down. What I say, a free Bruno without the weight of the world to score assists for Manchester United. He'd have scored maybe a hat-trick today. But being two down or one down,
Nico, we talk about the privilege. We talk about the privilege of this pressure, right?
Yes, really. Go ahead.
So here I say, have the privilege of the pressure of being the one responsible, to put the ball in the back of the net and carry the team as the leader, as the captain, El Capitan for Manchester United. Right? So I didn't want to hear nothing about what you saying there.
Nico,
Yeah, but every game we can do that. But every game we can do that, Reem. As a human, I talk about the human aspect.
Me and
As
asking
human,
Bruno,
every game we can do that.
me and asking Bruno to run through
Every game we have to do that.
play like Ronaldinho.
Nico,
But it's every game.
To make the right
I think Bruno
decisions.
wasn't bad too,
Nico,
You understand?
He wasn't bad. He
Decisions
didn't finish the shot, but
I
but
didn't say it
Reem,
was bad.
it's every
But what I'm
single
saying-
game.
What I am saying, right, is Bruno is not the man to take us to the promised land. That's what
thank you. Nico,
Right. So
Nico,
that's what,
Nico, wait, no,
Phil, what?
I
That's
give you
what-
short,
Phil, wait.
I give you short, I give you short, I give you short, I give you short. Nico, I give you short,
Mm.
and I'll give it back to you. Give me 10 seconds, and that's all I need. Bruno Fernandes is a worse captain than Harry Maguire. Floor is yours.
I
now.
disagree. I fully disagree with that. I fully disagree with that. But what I say is it come like Simeon analogy before, right? You're going to that job and it's a bag of shit snake, right? And for the team to perform, you have to do every single thing. You can't do every single thing every single day. At least if somebody else in the team step up with you, then you know what? And we say a third person step up with you, then the entire team must have to flourish. But if Bruno Fernandes will step up every single game, this team cannot win a football match.
But
And
what's
to me,
it,
for
right, Nico?
our entire 11 for a football team, that is
Nico.
impossible to. It
All
is
right,
not
so-
sustainable. It's
Right,
not
but when-
sustainable.
Right, but let me just come in on this, right?
Uh-huh.
I agree. No, don't get me wrong. I agree with what you're saying,
Mhm.
right? But I want to also understand team dynamics, right? When a team playing for a particular individual, then the expectation is then you welcoming that responsibility. Because if you look at it, right now, JP make a point earlier that
Mhm.
a kind of 50-50 on in that with Ahmad. Now the thing about the heavy reliance on Ahmad to score the goals. I watched the game today and I've been watching the team, since Amorim took over. And I'm seeing where we're creating chances for
For who?
everybody. For everybody. I am seeing
Amorim,
chances.
don't do me that.
Come on,
So
man.
who-
Listen
so
listen
who
to
else
what
get
I'm saying.
chances
Listen to what I'm
today?
saying. Let me finish talking now, brother.
Go ahead.
Right? We're creating chances for our strikers to score, but they're not scoring. We're creating chances for midfielders to score, but they're not scoring. We're creating chances for our number 10s to score, but they're not scoring. And for me, that is the difference, right? Because Ahmad scoring his goals, well, for the most part. Bruno, when he, on a good day again, him to put the ball in the net, right? And these are the guys, as you say, Bruno and Ahmad. You could put your head on a block, 9 times, well, let me say 8 times out of 10, those are the ones who score. But we have been creating chances for other players to score as well, but they have not been scoring.
Well,
So
we know
for you
that,
to
but
see-
because the
for you to-
only players who
but
would score is
the thing
Bruno
about it-
Ahmad. And
the
to
thing
me,
about
that is
it
unfair. It's
chances are
only
being
those
created.
players who taking it.
Chances
But
are being created.
yeah, creating is one thing, but taking it is another. The only
But we
players
were
who
struggling
taking the
before.
chances is
We were
Ahmad and
struggling
Bruno.
before. We were struggling before to create chances, and we were still expecting moments of
But
individual
Nico,
brilliance.
But still, to win the
Nico.
game, you had to put the ball in the back of the net.
And I agree.
Nico,
I
Nico,
agree. But we
before-
also seen where Bruno and Ahmad not scoring all the chances that they get.
Because they can't.
Kareem,
Right.
Reem. Before this game start, I read a stat that said that Bruno missed, as far as shots taken, Bruno missed the second most percentage of shots taken in the league. That means that this shot. I mean, if you look at his stats of shots taken, Bruno missed the most in the whole Premiership. This man's been getting chance. I mean, he created a lot of chances for us. I'm like I said, I like Bruno. I think he had a great style, but he's not consistent. Not consistent enough.
You get
That's
that
what
on the
I
ball,
mean.
that only looking for Bruno. You get this on the ball, they only looking for Bruno. He's the man, everything running through.
If
If
you
the team dynamic change,
if you go back,
we will be so dependent on Bruno Fernandes, but he
Really, if we drop Bruno Fernandes, it have nobody to do what Bruno Fernandes is doing.
Don't say
Nobody in
that.
that team
Don't
could
say
do that.
that. Don't
No,
say
I-
I
that.
disagree with that.
Disagree.
So tell me, who can play that role? It have nobody.
Disagree.
It have nobody driving with that ball. Nobody from the
Disagree.
midfield driving with that ball.
Disagree.
Who's saying?
The same way you guys have,
Who?
the same way you guys have been advocated for Kobe Bryant to play that number 10 position. Give him that.
They were saying play Casemiro and Ugarte in the midfield too, and maybe in the 10, and we go see something now.
Well, let me try that. Let me try and see. And they will tell everybody gonna be begging for Bruno Fernandes on the pitch.
This belief that Bruno is the beaten end all of this team, I fed up hearing that by.
But that's the only player who creating chances on the team. That's the only player who scoring goals on the team.
Because you see, and this is the issue, Nico. We playing a particular way for Bruno. That is why the team building around Bruno creativity and Bruno style of football. If we move away from trying to play Bruno to fashion the team to play where Bruno will thrive, then we will see something different.
Kareem, it's not even that. It's not even that. When the team creates chances in the system, the ball falls to Bruno how many times? You see it every single game we play, the ball falls to Bruno in that box. Either in the box or the top of the key. What happens to the ball? It stands. I mean, once in a while you see it in the net. But we know, my thing is, we know Bruno is a better player than that. But we're not seeing it consistently, or not half of decent as it should be. Like Bruno should be, for the amount of money he getting paid, he's number 10 for United. He's our only, I would say, I mean, I think he should be our best player, really. When you look at our forwards. The senior player, the captain.
But he is our best player.
Bruno is
he is our best player.
The team is playing for Bruno Fernandes. That's why Bruno involved in everything.
But Nico, you're not making your point any better, because you're saying things like Bruno Fernandes is our best player. I look how we have ended up in the EPL in the last 3 to 4 seasons. Look at
because the entire team is poor. Then a Bruno fault. Bruno fault.
No. The team dynamic has been catering to certain players. Like, for instance, on that Ten Hag, Rashford, Bruno, Garnacho. Them fellas playing come hell or high water. The team structured to play for these players. That is why everything will go through them. That's why you see Rashford scoring so much goal, or Garnacho getting so much chances, or Bruno getting so much chances. Because the team is structured and set up to play for them. If we move away from that and we say, okay, we play in a structure where there's no real dependence on 1 or 2 players, you understand? And if you had a ball, you don't have to play to Bruno. You don't have to look for Rashford to run through 10 men. You would see a different setup, and you see a different style of play. For me, it don't matter who scored the goal. But JP, the reason why we see that now is because, and that is why we're seeing more chances created for different players. The point is just men not scoring. And the point we make now,
point. The men not scoring, the only men who scoring is Bruno and Ahmad. That's the only men who scoring.
They're not going enough still. They're not going enough still.
And I agree with that.
The way United fans mask over this whole how many chances Bruno Fernandes has created for the team, they won't give me that same energy when it comes to how many times Bruno Fernandes has given away the football for Manchester United, right? A lot of people will tell you that Bruno Fernandes has created this amount of chances for the team. They will post pictures of, or they'll post reels of Kevin De Bruyne to say that Bruno Fernandes is the second best midfielder in the Premier League. A lot of people are going to ride on that wave. They're not going to tell you the entire stats of how many times. There was a stat, Nico, believe this or not, and this was under either Ralph, it was either under Ole or Ten Hag, right? You know, there was a stat going around that said Bruno Fernandes gave away the ball 55 times in 3 games.
No problem. I'm not disagreeing with none of these stats.
Here's the thing, Nico. I personally do not think Bruno Fernandes is the caliber of player that will take Manchester United to the next level. Right?
I think he could be part of that team. I think he'll be part of that team. And this is what I'm saying, and that is what I'm saying.
But I don't
because
think
you say that until Bruno Fernandes leave this club, and that is what I disagree with. I think he could be an integral part of that.
Yeah, I am. I guess the thing is, for me with Bruno, I think since Amorim come, we've seen a different side of Bruno. Bruno less wasteful with the ball since Amorim coming, because he is seeing less of the Hollywood passing and we're not really playing that kind of nervy, frantic football again. We're trying to play more possession based and build the play better. So since Amorim coming, I think Bruno has been a lot better. I don't know if there's somebody plays here. I think it's Bruno made a pass to Hoyland. I think he gets a shot off from it, right? But the thing is, when I saw Hoyland not running hard to be on the shoulder of the defender, so that not Bruno could slip the ball to him in line with the defender as opposed to him starting from behind a defender. When I saw that play, I was like, this is why we can't score goals. Because when I watch other teams and you see when Isaac get a ball deep and he lay it off, how he start to run to go forward. When you watch John Duran playing for Aston Villa,
Aston
he do
Villa,
the
yeah.
same thing. He do the same thing. You get it, you come deep, you bounce off the ball and you run hard to go forward. Hoyland jogging in the midfield. Hoyland not busting his lungs to go forward and so that Bruno could use the passing ability that he have to feed him. So the problem with the team right now, Bruno is one of the players I think could stay. I think Bruno will work well in Amorim's system as one of the 10s. But when you have players around you who not intelligent, who not doing the basics of football right, who not making the right runs as strikers, then what Bruno will do, he will start to shoot from outside. He will start to take the responsibility on himself. So we're reverting now almost to hero ball. That's what we saw today. We kind of revert to hero ball in a sense because men just started to shoot because nobody is making the right runs. They're not getting the passes that I want. If I understand, to me that's how I see today went. But yes, they were very wasteful. Bruno and Ahmad probably could have a hat trick today. They were very wasteful when they get a chances.
But I got
But
to
at
say
the
something,
same
JP. I
time,
got to say something
them.
because I don't think this team gives or we're so reliant on Bruno to create chances. There's nobody else in this team that we've given a chance to create chances. If that makes teams, if you go back to Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson, you know who could have created chances for us? Rooney, Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Michael Carrick, and the list goes on. Right? Those 4 players, I can maybe call Bruno Ahmad to maybe create chances for us. Other than that,
But you know, Mano's supposed to be one of the players creating chances for us. That is why he in the team.
Manu passed the ball. Manu had the whole goal in front of him, and he passed the ball to Bruno. And what happened? You
but
see
exactly,
that?
it's almost like we're so reliant on Bruno to create chances. It's almost like the players are so frightened
No,
to
but what's
be
saying?
expressive.
What's saying too, right, Phil? You look at it. It had a play today. I don't know if it's the one with Mano or something. I can't remember. Bruno get a shot and waste it. And then I think it was Ahmad. And Ahmad didn't pass it to Bruno. And Bruno started to get on.
Yeah,
And they were saying, so the whole team conditioned, we have to pass the ball to Bruno Fernandes.
Correct.
Everybody could think, and they'll get loud up. I remember even last season, Sancho make a play. I know Sancho might be a trigger for some people, but relax, right? But Sancho make a play, and Bruno started to throw up his hand, and Sancho had to tell him, "Hey, Bruno, calm down."
Yeah.
And this is it, because Bruno is the only one in the team I am seeing here that could take risks and do nonsense, and nobody will say anything. And this is the point I'm making to you, Nico. The reason why he just get all the chances and because everything running through he. You understand? I'm saying you take
What
Bruno.
other chances?
I can finish off.
Go ahead.
You take Bruno Fernandes out of our team. Then you'll
God.
have them fellas and them having to play with a little more. Okay, so Bruno not here, so probably could play this or that way or the other. You understand? I am telling you, you're asking who it have. It's a Ericsson who could play in the 10. It's a Kobe who could play in the 10. Them men there. You understand what I'm saying? Why does Bruno have to play every game? These are when Bruno playing every game is certain things that translate into your players. He is the most important player. You understand what I'm saying? So all I am saying, Nico, is Bruno could get taken out of that team. And I am telling you, we're not going far as long as Bruno is the main and the central man in that team.
Because now
Bruno is not the problem. Because look, you and all say it.
He's one of the
problems. You and all say
no,
but you and all say that the strikers getting chances and they're not playing it away. So is that Bruno Fernandes' fault? That is not Bruno Fernandes' fault.
Nico,
See, I don't understand.
That is not Bruno
I
Fernandes'
don't, I
fault.
don't think Nico understanding what we're saying, is more of like, okay, yes, we understand Bruno is creating chances, right? But then the amount of times Bruno Fernandes also gives away the football, right?
But
I
not
give you,
this season he has
I
been
kid you,
better.
I kid
This
you not.
season he has been better in that.
I kid you not.
This season to me,
You take Bruno
under
Fernandes.
Amarin, he has been better.
Okay, that's that. Okay, he has been better, but at the end of the day, if you are, we know the quality of what Bruno can bring, right? But I fail to see that every single game. He may give you a good game once, twice, and then he just reverts back to Ole and Ten Hag, right?
But that the whole team.
But
The whole
exactly,
team.
wait. If that is the whole team, if that is the whole team, and we're talking about leadership in the team, who the whole team has looked up to in the last couple of years? Bruno, Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire. Now the team has to look up for Harry
No.
Maguire.
But I'm saying when Harry Maguire was captain, I'm saying that,
No,
right?
no, Phil. The team might look up to Harry Maguire, but even when he was the captain.
But the team is but here's the thing: the team is worse off. The team is worse off under Bruno Fernandes' captaincy than Harry Maguire.
I disagree. I totally disagree with that.
Oh.
The team was of that with Bruno than Harry Maguire.
Correct.
I can't see that. To me, that was the lowest. That was the lowest we have been under Harry Maguire.
I want to get Simeon in before I get the comments. Simeon, I know.
Go ahead. I know we go beat this point. We go beat it.
I mean, at the end of the day, if we have a front line or a team that can't hit the back of the net, unfortunately, Bruno is the captain and he getting paid, the most probably out of all them fellas. So yeah, we go hit Bruno hardest because that's he winning armband. A lot of chances, most of his shots on his team comes from Bruno. Yeah, he creates a lot of chances, but he is at the end of a lot of chances. Not just this year, but a lot of times. And he's a better player than that. You know that, Nick. He's a better player than that. He can put the ball in the V, but most of the time we don't see it. So yeah, but the issue, you have, Ahmad, all these flawed strikers we have. I mean, we're just trying to score a goal. Trying to score a goal. It's not, we can't do this. We have Rashford out. We have Garnacho clean through and Iman Casco. We need. I mean, you're right, Nico. We need Bruno to do well, and he ain't doing it. He can't do a simple thing. If you can't then play when men giving up their chances like today, Menu. Man was in the middle of the goal. Whole goal in front of him. He said, no, you know what? I see Bruno there. Go passing the ball. You got to finish that.
And it wasn't even a good pass. To me, that wasn't a good pass.
Yeah, but my bad. I mean, my thing is, he has to do better. Yes, like I said, I guess look at his stats for Bruno. Most shots and most misses. Look at that stat, and you agree with me. But we have too many players that at the end of the day, we have too many players that ain't doing the job right, and we have overhyped too many players. We talk about Ugarte, coming out. Yeah, Ugarte was great. He's been a great, player for us in that position that we need. But you put Manu back there, and I'm worried about Manu. I want to change the topic, but Manu defensively is an issue, and it's not even just him defensively; it's his movement. I'm not, like I said, something wrong with his movement. I keep saying that he can't. His ability to get up to speed is not there. You talk about McTominay.
But Simeon, if we attack and defend as a team, then one player having to cover a lot of distance will not be an issue. And there's no problem with when the team crack up, because I want to get to this point here, because I don't understand, the level of professionalism these players at, and our head loss is so significant. It has affected the team so badly that we just crumble, right? Because we're talking about, we go down a goal, we're trying to mount a comeback, and then at the half, after the halftime, they will concede a goal, and then everybody want to attack now. I don't know if it's a manager's instruction or if on the pitch people just doing what they want, or and they're abandoning the team principles and tactics and they're just trying to score back so we could be on level terms because or because the fans shouting attack. I don't know, but these issues with the space in the midfield, I think Nico had mentioned it before, how open the midfield look. I don't know if that is the players abandoning what the principles of the manager are in terms of how we are to attack and how we are to defend. Because, I mean, I remember when we saw Amorim training the little clip at the start of his time here, everybody was coming back together and everybody was going forward together. And that was to deal with a whole issue that we were having with a circle in the middle of the park. So if we do that, Cillian, structurally we set up how we're supposed to, then I don't think Meno will have to, when I say sprint right through or play like Ugarte, you know, to make up space and to cover distance because the space is going to be tighter. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, the issue with the goals today wasn't really Meno tracking back for the most part. It was the players who were there, per usual, didn't make a difference. You know, that's one thing about it with Amorim. Like, it's just, I look at the faults we have is players not doing their job. Like, that cutback cross, it was Euro who the ball go through his legs or something, try to block it off, the ball went through his legs, that cutback.
I think Euro was marking a next player. I can't remember who the ball went through. Euro was marking a next player, but it's like Euro had one player and it had this next defender, Semenyo. He was coming. So I don't know who. I think JP was saying Martinez was supposed to press on him.
Yeah,
but if you're going to leave that player to cut off that player, make sure it's not a space where the ball could go back. You know, like
and the intelligence Ugarte does have when he plays in that position.
Yeah.
You know, but
the rest of players just don't have it. The rest
probably too much attack-minded players in the midfield there.
I don't know, but I mean,
kill Ugarte and his team.
Yeah,
again, JP, I didn't hear that. Sorry.
I say right now, Pepper killed Ugarte in his team.
Of course.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, to go back to what JP said earlier with regards to some of these players got to get rid of now, that is wishful thinking, and I am on the same boat as you. But there will be nothing happening in this January transfer window other than probably Marcus Rashford leaving.
If we could sell him, I think we could get in something. If we could get a decent fee for him, I think we could get it. We could get.
I think
we had a guy left back, boy. I think we had a guy left back on a number 10.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta get number 10 because Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes are not the answer.
Let me just get some of the comments now, guys. Sorry, I mean, I just want to involve the comment section, right?
Yeah.
Peter on the inside. Good night, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. All right. Mickey's saying here, do you think we have too much good talent on the side that it's causing these problems? No, them fellas not talented, boy.
Too much good talent.
Eric on the inside, thanks for joining, man. Good night to you. Amorim surely must be regretting quitting Sporting for this. It's a challenge. I think you're for the challenge, man. He probably thinking the summer can't come too soon.
That's why he wanted to come in the summer too.
Exactly. But I feel if he had come in the summer, we would have to go through the same process next year.
I got a feeling that him coming to United now to expose these frauds would be better than him coming to
Exactly.
I'm telling you.
Eric's saying here, I would like to see Ericsson and Casemiro get some more minutes.
That's the
question. You gotta rotate.
Why don't anybody ask why Casemiro ain't playing with all
And now I say if I was taking off Ugarte today, I find Casemiro would have been a better player to bring on. But
Peter saying here, my opinion is that we started playing football when we conceded 3 goals. Urgency was, I think, after the first goal in the first half, that last part is when we started playing good.
Yeah.
You know, urgency was needed from the kickoff. It does help. It doesn't help either when the few chances Bruno, etc., don't put away. Correct. we have to work on what we have with what we have. They might not be good enough, but they did beat good teams in recent past. Yeah, yeah. He also saying here, I told a partner that same thing. I really don't know what exactly you were saying at that point in time. All right, very true. He looks a bit out of sorts indeed. All right. Luigi or Lugi saying here, there are a lot of players have to go and bring in players who can play his way. Agreed. Peter saying here, I agree with Nico. At the moment, without Bruno, there's no type of creativity. Hate Bruno, like Bruno. Look at his ball tracking. He's all over, which means he doesn't have a specific role because he is
And
trying
that's a
to
problem.
compensate for other guys.
And that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
just to be-
problem. If I work in a company and I'm working in a specific department, let's say IT, I'm not going to do the job for finance and HR and legal and the janitors. I'm going to stick to my IT job. Okay, that's a problem, Peter. Sorry,
Yeah.
big problem.
I don't know, let me say, but he's the captain. He getting the highest paid. He's supposed to be all over the place, right?
Nah, I won't say that.
All right.
He also saying here, but just to be diplomatic, he is not a good captain. But then again, who is there, right? Eric saying here, two things can be right, and I think in this case, yes, the team works without Bruno, and when he plays, we are often counterproductive with him. All right. Dwayne Alain on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. Good night to you. He's saying cheers from Maruka. Nice, man. Manchester United will take some time to heal before we get better. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And he's saying I just appreciate the subscription, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
much. God, boy.
You might say morning. What part of the world you is?
Yeah, that is okay. He is now, boy. Yeah. Yuletide greetings from a Chelsea fan. Bournemouth is a tough out. No shame in a drubbing. You always find a way to just kind of, real patronize me now, but
That passive aggressive approach, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for the comment, right? So, fellas, I want to ask something here, right? And I mean, Simeon sharing his concerns about Mino, which is valid, right? Because Mino really not looking his full self, if we're being honest. We've seen the quality, but you just feel as though how we were expecting Mino to develop, I seen like it kind of, So is it that we misprofiling Mino? Is the system right for Mino? Because I just looking at it and to me, I could be wrong earlier. Mino attributes screaming what I would have liked to see in my number 10 rather than the 8. So is it that Mino being misprofiled, or what I think is the real go with Mino? Because I hear what Simeon saying, even though I know the team, this fall off a little bit and we just kind of, abandon the principles. Even with that, it is Ugarte looking good, right? So, what do you think? Where's the whole situation with Mino?
A willing to try Manu in the 10, just because of his ball progressing capabilities, right? So I'm willing to try him in the 10, right? But at the end of the day, you need players around you that can stay disciplined. I got to get that word inside there, discipline, right? Because here's my thing. In a new system with a new coach, nobody gets a free roll until we can master this philosophy, right? Because it still seems that some of these players still have a free roll, right? Now, as I mentioned, until we can adapt to Amaranth's philosophy, everybody stay in their position on the pitch. I don't want you shifting left. I don't want you shifting right. If you have to shift left, that means that you have to cover for somebody who is not in that position right. So with regards to Kobe Manu, right? I like Kobe because he's definitely composed. He's one of our more composed midfielders. Similar to Ugarte, I think will make a good pairing together, right? But I'm willing to try him in the 10 and maybe somebody who can be just as composed, maybe in the center with Ugarte, right? Kobe Manu and Ugarte are the two players that will fit an Amaranth system, right? Not because they're also composed, but also they are guys who can progress the football forward. They have similar football playing styles going forward, but Ugarte is more technical and more. I would say Ugarte has a better footballing brain than Menu, but this is not to discredit Menu because Ugarte can also attack and defend as well too, right? Or contribute to the attack, right? So I can leave it at that for now. I got more to say, but I'll let the guys go.
Yeah, go through Najee.
I think with Kobe today, especially, I feel like he was very good, but then he was trying too hard as well.
Yeah, he
So
was.
sometimes where he get through past a few players, I was thinking, right, pass the ball, but then he kept going. So I feel like he was trying to do a little too much. I think yes, the 10 would be good for him, but also no, because what I'm noticing with the 10s right now is that they have to go wide. Because if you look at how Bruno is playing as well, he is going wide often. Ahmad is going wide often. And I think that is where Kobe wouldn't fit it. If you're talking staying more centrally, then yes. But when you have to go out wide, if Kobe has to be at 10, then the wing back has to be somebody who will get forward and provide that kind of width. And so far I still trying to understand the system properly in terms of who providing the width and who's staying more centrally because we still see the 10 going very wide in the system.
I could just butt in right here because I don't know if it's because of the opponent because when we play Ahmad in the wing back, he just provide the width. So I don't know if it's
Yes.
because we play in two more defenders in the wing back positions, the tens had to go wide because I don't know if you notice
Yeah.
before when Ahmad was playing in the wing back, Mount or whoever was there was playing more in the inside
More
channels.
centrally. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's a,
Yeah.
is so I don't know if the
It's
fact
the
that the tens
personnel.
going wide is a consequence of the who playing in the wing back positions.
Yeah, like it's a personal thing, yeah. Because I mean, or even the opposition, because against Tottenham, look at how high Dalo was and attacking he was in that game. So if we could play like that consistently, then I think it will be a perfect 10-play system. But at the same time, I think if we attack and defend as a unit, then he will just be as good next to Ugarte because it wouldn't be him alone. So like when because of how we played today, we almost play a Ten Hag game today. You know? That's what it was, an anxious game. It was rushed. Nobody was taking the time. It was helter skelter football we played today. So that's why we saw the kind of gaps that were playing in midfield and Kobe having to do extra running. It's not supposed to run, but if you're running with a unit and you're blocking off passing spaces, you're crowding out men easier and in order for somebody to nick the ball off of them. But when it have a big gap between the front three and then the two who hold in the middle, then it will look like if they have more work to do. So I think as the system develop, Kobe and Ogate will be a pivotal part in that midfield because we haven't seen him try Kobe in a 10 yet. So far I don't know if that is his thing.
Um, for me, I still not clear, where could be Kobe's best position. I think maybe the system has to, or all the players have to understand the system better. Um, for me to really have a clear understanding of where best Kobe could fit. You know, I I personally think he could he could play higher up the pitch, but again more centrally. Defensively, I think he does recover too slow, because how we want to play the football high up the pitch, right? We want to press the team and we want to more or less play in the opposition half. but at some point the football went and break, right? And at some point you had to run back. And at some point you had to have the legs to run back. Because the Premier League is athletes in the Premier League. The Premier League, as much as they are footballers, they are athletes. And the moment a man hit a ball over the top, have a good run, you had to have players who could run them down. And if you're playing high up the pitch, then you will get exposed if you have slow players. And I think opposition teams are seeing that, and they know that we're slow, and all they're doing is being patient, playing patient football, and they break down us, and we're struggling to cover. And I think Kobe's struggling to cover as well. Even if we, as they say, Reem, if we attacking as a team or defending as a team, because we're not having that problem with Ugarte, as somebody has said it before, but we having that problem when we seeing Kobe getting back. So I think for his protection and maybe United protection, I think high and his skill set naturally, I think he'll be better suited higher up the pitch. But still, in my mind, it's still fuzzy because I think maybe possibly he could play deeper as well, right? But in my mind, I'm still not clear what is Kobe's best position.
What if we turn Kobe or model Kobe? What if Kobe had to model his game after like a Michael Carrick?
Yeah, but it depends on the system too,
Yeah.
Because Carrick was playing in a 4-2-3-1, one of the DMs. So the responsibilities were different. The demands probably were different as well. So it all depends on the system, To me, Nico, you might know better, but from what my memory is on Kobe with the academy, Kobe used to play in an advanced position as well. Used to play in the 10,
of course.
So this is why I'm saying, we need that kind of guile and that ability to carry the ball in the 10 now, as opposed to the Bruno type now, But just me.
He can give defenders more problems. I think if he closer to defenders with his ability, just how he get between man and
to
ball.
dribble, he could dribble, he could dribble too.
Yeah.
But I think he's lacking confidence, to be honest.
I think he's trying to find it. That's why he do too much today. Get it back. Yeah.
I think he believes in himself, but I think you're seeing a bit of doubt, So I guess, and that could only come with the team playing better, So I guess the team had to help him.
Yeah.
Simeon?
Like I said, I just think, it's defensively, it's an issue. You might defend what, and the issue with him is, you could be a little bit smaller. You man strong. You could be smaller, but you can't be smaller and not fat, not quick. It's like he has too many defensively, either liability. Like Nico said, like the style of football we play, we want to press. As soon as a man make a turn, Kobe done, As soon as a man turn Kobe, he done, If you watch Kobe play,
he can't get back. He can't get back at all.
And I'm worried because he's a young fella.
Yeah.
And his speed, the burst, he's like no burst of speed from Kobe. It's not even like I say. I am really worried, just to the point where he go see a physio, make sure his hips, his hip flexors working properly or something, because the man has like no speed, no burst, to recover.
When Kobe carrying the ball forward, Kobe is go past man.
But it's a change of direction. It's to recovery pace and a pace to juke a man, a little bit different. But if you watch the game today and you go back and you watch Kobe try to recover, you will see men sprinting ahead of Kobe and Kobe looking like McTominay jogging back.
Yeah, boy, Simeon, you're wicked boy. You can do the man that boy.
It's hard, but, we at the point where our team is trash. Okay, our team is trash. Nobody's safe. I'm sorry, nobody's safe. Kobe, if Kobe gotta move, he gotta move.
Don't do that. Kobe safe. Don't do that, Simeon.
Yeah, I think the 10. I ain't saying go for a team. If you got to take position, you know, you got to. But like we can't. We are at a point where our whole team has every player on our team has holes in their game. You know, nobody can be safe. Like Aram said, nobody can be safe.
Yeah.
But I asked a question earlier with regards to Kobe modeling his game off of Michael Carrick, and you mentioned Kobe slow. So was Michael Carrick, but Michael Carrick was so intelligent in terms of reading a football game, right? So in terms of like when somebody beat Kobe, you know Kobe not getting back, right? I asked that question because with Michael Carrick, I always remember Michael Carrick. He was probably one of the most underrated central midfielders the Premier League has ever seen, right? But his ability to read a football game was immense. Read the football game, give it off to Scholes or Giggs, and let them do the rest, right? Michael Carrick, Darren Fletcher, these guys weren't the fastest, but their ability to nick a ball off of an opposition player and to shield it and to progress the football or to give it to whoever was our creative spark back in the day. That is how football intelligence was seen in the team back in the day, right? So I am for Kobe in the 10, but if we can coach Kobe Manu to be that sort of like, you know, there are two types of defensive midfielders. There's the destroyer, and then there's the defensive midfielder who can read the game, right? Your destroyers are like the Rossi, Gattuso, but then like your defensive your players who can play in that defensive midfield position and read the game were like your Ander Herrera, your Michael Carrick, right? I say that one of the two got to work out, right? Kobe Minu is an intelligent football player. He is safe under Amorim. He's one of the 4 or 5 players I think is safe under Ruben Amorim, right? Have him and Ugarte just know each other, if that makes sense, right? Lock them in a room and tell them pass the football with each other for the next hour or so.
But if I could jump in on this, right? No, and I don't want to take away from, you know, the valid point Simeon raised in terms of recovery pace and thing, right? But all of it is we don't only watch Man United play. And how much other teams you just see, you know, one player running down the next player in the midfield. That'll happen. That'll happen.
As the point I was coming to.
And that'll so what I'm saying, because all right, so let me even look at, I know probably Man United is the worst, is not a good example. But watch Bournemouth. How much times you had to see Bournemouth players running back to recover?
No, because they're faster than our players.
No, it's not matter. It's not matter faster. It's not matter how the team set up, Nico.
Them closing down we players on the rim.
No, but it's how the team set up, Nico. It's how the team set up.
But
Players
it's
not
3
far from
steps.
each other.
It's how Bournemouth team set up.
Hey,
It's how they set up.
That's what I'm saying, Nico. It's
No,
not
but
matter.
but you think we real slow. What say we
No, I
we
understand what you're
slow.
saying.
I tell a player take off, Semenyo and them fellas, it have nobody to stop them.
I disagree.
Every time a player from
disagree with
our side take off, men catching up to them.
I disagree with that
It's
because
like-
what I'm saying is once your team's structured in a way where you're not being caught out, you don't have to be running back to have to catch up on a man. And this is the point I'm making, because when I tell you, when you watch other teams play, Simeon, you don't always be seeing men in midfield losing and to have a big set of real estate after them. It don't happen. So this is the point I'm making. So it's something with how Man United is played by.
Yeah.
But Terry,
really work on.
when you add the fact, you know, they can make a good point. We don't have that many athletes to begin with on our team. You have Bruno ahead of him, right? Bruno, who else on there? Let me see. You got Bruno. You got we know he will tackle. We have Dallo.
Let me ask you something, right? Who's the athletes in Arsenal midfield? You don't see Arsenal getting skin out and men running back so in Arsenal midfield? Who's the athletes in Arsenal midfield?
With Partey and Declan Rice and them fellas, but
them is no athletes, partner.
But they're better than what we have.
But the point I'm
They
making,
are more athletes than what we have.
No, but what
And
the
the
point I'm
fellas winning
making
back the ball. Timber.
is the system.
Wait, no, but Timber, even White is more of athlete than what we have.
Yeah, but White playing.
Gabriel and but all of them is more athletes than what we have. Every single one of them is more athletes than what we have.
No, but what I'm talking about specifically
Declan Rice read Declan Rice and Thomas Partey read the football well.
But when you're watching Declan Rice, when you see Declan Rice, look when you're running, Nico.
Yeah, you might as well
What
stupid.
are you talking about?
Might look foolish.
What defensively he's very good.
Yeah, but the point I'm making
Right?
is the
Right.
system does allow where they don't have to be running back looking lost.
Yeah, so that was saying. So maybe we have to
Right.
let me say like Busquets. Busquets wasn't the fastest player,
Right.
right? But intelligence and quality on the ball was there. So maybe they need to
But it's not
pattern
only
Kobe
but it's
games
not,
maybe
but,
similar to
no,
that.
but it's not only Busquets intelligence and quality, it's the team structure, because if you put Busquets at Man United, he will look just like Meno.
Yeah,
He will struggle.
exactly. And the thing is too, right? The thing is what is always happening in this team is they have pressure on particular players to do a particular job. So it's like Kobe and Ugarte is the only two expected to marshal the midfield. And they're the only two who we expect to make a tackle in midfield. Look at other teams. You see Bernardo Silva, how much time, yes, City mightn't be winning. How much time Bernardo Silva with his little self does be winning the ball off our players?
Plenty.
And playing a proper tackle and taking the ball from them. How many of my United players you just see putting in a tackle and winning it? Reem and I talk about it today. 3 Man United players are wrong a Bournemouth player and they're still
Yeah,
coming out
and
with
it's
the ball.
sick every single time.
They're still coming out with the ball. So,
Yeah, I
so
mean,
the problem is not just Kobe tracking back. The problem is the team as a whole not putting in defensive work. And it go back to what I was saying from the start. Men not fighting. They're not aggressive enough. They don't
yeah, I
want
mean,
to win the ball.
because if Bruno if Garnacho playing and Bruno next to him, and a man running and a man get through Garnacho and Bruno, which is very likely.
Yeah.
You poor Manu had to leave wherever he from and try and cover it, right? It's not Manu's fault. So that makes him look bad. I mean, like I said, like you said, it's the system, but the system is there to help Manu. But men ain't really doing their job. I mean, we used to this at United. Men ain't doing their job. That's why Garnacho ain't really started. That's why the other one, at home or where or he stands watching. Like we don't have the players we have. Manu in that spot is a liability sometimes because the fellas do not stop. What's the man name? Is Van der Ven from Tottenham? Is Van der Ven?
Yeah. The
And that
fellow who
man
run
run
through.
through the whole side at one
Yeah.
time. Then men watch him run and say, "Boy," and then just let him go through.
He
Like,
can't stop, yeah. Let
yeah.
he go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
the
I
defender
mean,
go see what the defender go sort you out.
yeah, I mean the system was there, but then so where we both right. But the real issue with us is we ain't scoring goals, and our defenders, I don't know what they're doing back there. The goals Bournemouth score, I mean, they hardly have any chances. You see them goals? Them and them, that header, back, I mean, far corner. That shot, corner. Penalty. I mean, them men in play. Them men get that shot and they score the
Yeah.
goal.
I'm gonna get three free goals.
How
Let me
much
vote
And
for
you
that.
know, Simeon, Amorim said that too. He said the problem wasn't really. No, I hear what you're saying. He said the problem wasn't the mistakes in it. Is it that what he said? But I can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, fellas. But he said the fact is we're not scoring our goals.
Yeah. He talked
You
about
understand?
taking our time.
Yeah, he said because they were asking about the set piece, and he said the issue is not really the set piece in it. He said the fact is we created enough chances to win this game, and we're not scoring the goals.
Yeah.
So, let me get some comments here, right? Then the Brent on the inside. Thanks for joining me. He's saying I want the stats of when Casemiro and Ugarte start those two games, starting and the 3 games again.
That had a nice game. I mean, he and Castellano got a nice partnership building on that road.
Yeah.
But looking at the way Amorim playing it almost seems as though he wants somebody a little more creative in the two, because if he a partner in Casemiro with Ericsson, is Meno and Ugarte, Bruno and Ugarte. So that is why I think it's based on what the manager wants to do with that piano. That's why you wouldn't really see Casemiro and Ugarte. Peter saying here, most of the guys in this team is either broken or lacking that confidence, etc. Kobe is a Pogba without the ego. They look so confused in terms of what they have to do, because I am sure Amorim drills this into them during practice. But in games against opposition that already figured them out. Look at Ahmad being double guarded. opposition teams already figured out our talisman. We don't have an answer because the players are basically crap at the moment, right?
I mean,
You're also saying here, as Phil was talking about Carrick, the difference about our players compared to him is that Carrick had a good head. He always have the presence of mind to predict plays and place himself there before balls were even passed. He used to intercept with minimum effort and pass the ball into spaces where the opposition didn't know was there. These players need to be mentally coached. I hope Amram can do that. Yeah, good comment. Thanks for that, Peter. All right, so guys, last point, and then we wrap it, right? Although we still say long in where we at? We at 13th?
Lucky we are 13th.
Yeah. We were supposed to answer this question last pod, so I bring it back, right? So, given the circumstance, right, and thank God Chef here, right? What is a good finish for us this season? We gonna call it a write-off and wherever case Sarah, or what do you think is a good first season finish for Amorim?
Boy,
I don't know,
I would say top 10, boy.
I would still
top 10, boy. And hopefully we can win the Europa League, boy. Hopefully.
Yeah, I would still. I think we need more than that. I can't say nothing more than that. Top 10. I can't say 6, 7, 8, nothing. Top 10. That's a good result.
Top 10 and a trophy?
Nah, me counting a trophy. Me counting that.
Well, you asked what was the best place to finish. You asked was
Why?
No, I said finish was a good finish in terms of the whole season. You know, it was a good finish for Amorim.
It had too much good, well-drilled teams.
So let's say
Europa League.
So all I consider top 10 are right off we writing off the season. That what I consider.
Oh, for sure.
No, yeah.
So
the seasons are right off. So we are thinking about Europe next season.
The EPL is a right. The EPL is a write off. Let's put it that way.
I mean, you watch how many teams in that top 10 that winning games, beating like Bournemouth is what, fifth now in league.
Yeah.
A lot of good teams in top. I mean, getting top 10 is a fight, man. Like it's not easy, man. This Premier League ain't easy. Just getting in top 10 right now with the squad we have, we will take that.
All right. Well, guys, I mean,
that way we drop two. Are we feeling good? If you make it a top 10, we feeling good.
But it's nothing with top 10. Top 10 is just we didn't get relegated. That's how I see it.
No, that which is.
It is what it is. Peter saying here, blessed night, guys. God bless and have a great Christmas. Yes, man. Same to you, man.
You as well, buddy.
Unless we get a striker in January or something, top 10.
Yeah, we had to get a number 10 and a striker.
But when though? In the summer or in the end?
January. No, January. That's the only thing that.
Number 10 and a striker without a call and a left back.
What strikers available in January?
Yeah, I'm striking in January.
Yeah, but whoever that the final man, right? Because we need somebody to score the goals.
Yeah, but
we need it.
I realize what's going on with Xerxes and Hoyland. Xerxes start this game, play 2-2. Hoyland come on, look alright. Then Hoyland start next game, play 2-2. Xerxes come on, look alright.
Yeah.
Then and that's how two of them going.
Nah, but to me, I mean, and I can't believe Manchester United has reached this stage that we do have a proper striker.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, but
This
we spent
is
100
crazy.
million too, 100 million we spent on them too,
Well, again, for recruitment, right?
You know, let me just clarify that a little bit, JP. We spend 72 million on Hoyland, right? Because if we had 30, how much we spend on Xerxes, 30 something, as a second, we would not be talking like this if he was a second option to 30 something million. So Hoyland is the man who really playing up, you understand?
That's true, yes. Xerxes was bought as a back.
Yeah, correct. For 30-something million. So that as a backup,
Mm.
we taking that, right? But Mr. Hoyland, 70-something million. You and Anthony had a sit down and drink coffee.
Carry
though.
on.
And Anthony. And then we buy Monk to top of that too.
Jesus
Hey.
Christ,
Carry on.
my Lord. End the stream, Reem, end the stream.
Boy, boy.
I mean,
Hey.
Yo,
Yeah.
I should I'm not the type of person to I'm
Nah,
not the type
boy.
of person to be laughing at people at injuries, right? But when you see Reece James of all people mentioning Mason Mount, it's almost like you see two players in the hospital bed just like bigging up each other,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, boy.
Hey. Nah, boy.
Hey.
We well saw, boy. Me like.
Yeah. And them fellas might come and win the next game and we come here and we get hype and then lose the next one after that. How would them do?
Nah, top 10 success.
But fellas, on reflection, I'm glad we're seeing, this reality, for United. Because the last thing we need as a club is a next short-term cover-up,
Yeah.
I'm seeing what he's seeing. And I just hope that Ineos do what they need to do to get us in a better position where PSR is concerned, where we could spend some money come in summer. Because going in summer with $2 and we have this bunch of rubbish here.
Yeah. Next season, next write-off.
Yeah, because Amrim, we might see Amrim slap on some pole and jump off. I can't take it. And here to jump on and say, "Oh gosh, come down, just left the walk." Nobody, no man, come on, man. So I hear them fellas supposed to go on some post-season tour, and they say that they're supposed to get some money. Dog, I don't care. Go. Right?
Yeah.
Because that money we're making supposed to help PSR, dog,
PSR, yeah.
wherever, do it. Because come summer, we need to be doing some serious business in that transfer market.
Yeah.
Too much thing out of things.
Cut the vacation short too.
Yeah.
Wherever. But I'm more concerned about spending. Yeah. Heavy spending, get players out, make sure we get some good money just to balance them books so that, FFP can come and play the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think about is I'm glad he's taking this train now, so you know what you have to do.
Yes.
Because he want to feel so next season.
Yeah, boy.
He want to feel so. So he analyzes and he know what he had to do. Right? And I think he'll get it done.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, so it brings us to the end of yet another pod. But this pod comes, a couple of days before Christmas. So fellas, do enjoy the festivities. Be safe. Those who watching as well, be safe. Please be safe. And we'll be here again on the
26th.
The 20th. Boxing Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Boxing Day.
No, you all will be here on Boxing Day. I will watch you guys.
But we could save it for the other game, which I guess might be more close to New Year's.
When is it? The 30th? Well, let me decide on that one time now. Let me see what we're on just now.
Yeah, because
that Boxing Day thing, shady, boy.
Yeah, it's a family lineman thing on that day, so I know everything.
So the 30th, that is Monday, the 30th. So we could do the Wolves and the Newcastle on the 30th.
Yeah.
Boy, I hope it was 2 W's, boy.
Yeah, it better be. Better be, yes. Anyway, guys, so it was nice. Right, again, enjoy the season and the festivities. To those who watching, Nico, JP, Simeon, Phil. Have a good night, guys. See you on the next one. Blessings.
Good night.